Before the Holocaust, I was 12 years old in the city of Jedlinsk. Jedlinsk was a small town between Radom and Warsaw. Soccer was my life, playing with the kids. Life was so great. It was unbelievable.
I was born in 1924. 1924 was a lot of hope. It was right after the war there. In Poland, my family lived for many generations in the same town. My family was prominent in the city there.
When the Germans come in, all of a sudden, everything changed around in life.
There was so much anti-Semitism, very much so. Kristallnacht, that was the first violence against Jews in Germany, 9th of November 1938. They burned all the synagogues. They put a lot of Jews in concentration camps. They killed a lot of Jews. That was actually at the beginning of the Holocaust there. I was in the Ghetto Krakow. And when they liquidated the ghetto on March 13, 1943, I went to the first camp, Warsaw. We had two ghettos there, Ghetto A and Ghetto B. Ghetto A, you had to work. If you worked, you have a right to live. If you didn't, you were Ghetto B, their destiny, they were sending them away to Deportation or something. So I did get a job. They brought in all the dead people from the ghetto, we had to bury them. So that was my first work in Warsaw.
They took us into some camps. If somebody got babies, they have to give up the babies, or the mothers have to go with the babies. They killed them. The babies was thrown in sometime in a grave without even using bullets. And you have to stay and look at it.
Warsaw was so horrible place. You could see in Schindler's List, on the balcony, he shoots some people. There was constant selections, you know. You stand in the morning undressed, and they picked up anybody who was not good. They picked them up, sent them away. And then there was a lot of hanging, a lot of execution. The dogs were eating people. So it was a very frightening place.
The end of 42, I was taken to Pionki. In Pionki, you are going to be working daily basis. And I went to unload coal. Sometimes we worked 24 hours. When you steal something to bring in after you work, they picked a Jewish guy up. You have to hang him. And if he doesn't want it, then he is going to be hanged too. That's the punishment, what they did.
They put us in cattle cars. When you get in that cattle car, first of all, you don't know where you're going. You don't know what's going to happen to you. They put a bucket of water and a bucket of sanitation. And you get 100 people in there, and it is terrible. You become an animal there when you get in that car. So finally we get to a place named Pionki. It was all in a big forest. That was the largest ammunition factory in Poland. They were making powder. And the first thing you go to a shower room. Now you know, when you go in that shower room and you don't know what's going to come out of this spigot there, gas or water, Finally, water came out. There's a Hebrew song, Mayim Chaim, you know. We start singing.
I met Sam, that was 43. They come in from Plaszow, pretty close to Krakow. And Sam was put in where I was working. I saw him every day.
I worked with Jack in the same place almost for 8 months, 9 months maybe. Jack and me were very close buddies there.
When we work as a team always. We help each other.
We were doing all kind of stuff, unloading coals from the train. There was a powerhouse there. So we were feeding that monster with coal there.
He was like my brother, yes, all the time working with together.
We were working together day by day.
Every day. We hear that they're going to take the Auschwitz. That was the rumor. And I said to myself, I'm not going to Auschwitz. I'm going to go to the forest. If you cut the wires, it's 5-10 minutes you was in the forest.
Jack ran away.
When I did it, I took with me 15 people. Soon we went over in the beginning of the forest, they started shooting at us. And one person got killed right away. We was laying probably 2 hours or 3 hours, and later we start walking in the forest. And we brought with us a shovel. That's how we dig the hole. If you dig deep enough, water comes out. When we got water, that was the most important thing in our life. It was unbelievable. The Germans would never come in. Somebody told them from the Gentile people that there's Jews around here. My brother got killed 5 weeks before the liberation. I didn't want to live anymore. I wanted to give up my life. I was in the forest from May till January 45, till the Russians come in. More than 6 months. From 15 people, 6 people survived.
I and another guy didn't go out. I didn't get free from that camp. It was another year in other camps, you know. Finally, on May the 2nd, 1945, Nightmares was over. I was free.
After the liberation, we know that the United States is the only good place to go. I come to the United States in 1950, come to Dayton, Ohio. It was great to live in this place. They took me into the community. They didn't discriminate me. And later I went in business by myself. I bought a scrapyard. I live in Ohio till 1992, over 30-some years. In Dayton was over 25 survivors, from Auschwitz and from Pionki. I always was thinking about people, what I was working with them. I hope that I'm going to see them sometime. I hope they survive.
In the beginning, we didn't talk about it at all. We didn't talk because nobody wanted to listen. I didn't talk until in 1961 was an Eichmann trial in Israel.
The accused, together with others, during the period 1939 to 1945, caused the killing of millions of Jews in his capacity as the person responsible for the execution of the Nazi plan for the physical extermination of the Jews.
So since then, you cannot stop me talking. You're going to stop me talking today either. Thank you, Robert, and the museum for giving us the honor, me and my wife, to do this. When we emerged from the ashes, from the fires, from the forest, and from the gulags from the Soviet Union, when we came back, we don't found friendly reception. 1,500 survivors were killed, murdered in Poland after the war.
The event was from the United States Holocaust Museum. I went, I wanted to see, maybe I will see some survivors.
Survivors, they were instrumental of creating that museum, a beacon of lights and hope in the capital of this great state, United States.
Instantly, I recognized his face. And I said, for goodness sake, I knew this person so good that like I would know him since yesterday. I went out of my mind, I tell you the truth. I couldn't believe it, that I see somebody from my camp, from Pionki, a survivor. And I said to the people, I'm going to the table to see him.
He came over running to me, running over there. You're my brother, my brother. Yeah, he was very emotional there.
It's not a better feeling in your life than you see another survivor survive.
Finally tonight, 2 Holocaust survivors from the same labor camp and the emotional chance reunion nearly 80 years later.
One of them recognized the other, and an old, heartwarming friendship was reignited.
The 2 men got revenge on Hitler by living long, successful lives filled with children and grandchildren.
You think it's never going to happen, but it did happen.
I met a lot of people before this, but not like this, after 80 years.
Now the face come up.
Yeah, your face is here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
They both ended up in Ohio and now South Florida, like they were destined to meet again.
It is so amazing that he was living in Akron, Ohio, not far away from Dayton.
Lived in Ohio for 60 years. He lived in Dayton, Ohio. I'm sure I've been to Dayton many times there. Nice to see you.
So much. So good to see you.
Very nice to see you. Yeah.
You want to sit down with me, and
Sure,
I'm going to bring you up some pictures. And that's all my grandkids. That was my wife. She was at Pionki.
Well, she didn't look like this in Pionki.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. From the forest, when I come out, that's how I look. I want to show you, that was my brother, and that was my cousin. She was killed at the forest with him. Unfortunately, everybody passed away, and we have to tell the story of what was going on in the world. If not, It's going to be forgotten, and that's why we survive to tell the story. We start to talk to kids from school and everybody else. A lot of people after the war didn't want to talk about it, and it was not right. When I lost my parents, I was not even 14 years old when they killed my father. And it's something that doesn't never go away. The survivors are not going to be here forever to tell the story. And the younger generation should take over to remind the people it should never happen like this again in life, to anybody in life.
First of all, I always tell them, the hate is not a good thing there. Don't hate. The word hate is a bad thing there. It doesn't hurt anybody, it hurts you.
People are so educated now, and they can be educated, but not to hate each other. It's a big problem. And it's a problem that I don't know who can bring it back. I hope we're not going to lose the United States because of this.
We waiting for you. Your generation is going to determine our life in this country. We have so many trouble in the world. We depend on you. The main thing is they hope. Hope. I lived in the camp, you know. I didn't fight with anything. I didn't have any arms. But I was always hoping. I was hoping the next day it'd be better.
I got a good life. Unfortunately, my boy passed away a few years ago. I got wonderful kids. It is so important that you have friends.
I play poker 3 times a week. It's a friendly game. Check.
Check. Check.
This is the secret of staying alive, you know. I'm very active. Except sometime afternoon I take a nap. You know, the great thing about it is not only we survived, we thrived.
Dreams, I got dreams so much. It never goes away. Like with Sam now.
You know, this friendship with him, it's awakened a lot of good things, you know. He's a friendly guy too, very, very much so. And I hope we'll stay friends for a while, you know. We're 97, we don't know what happened every day, you know.
Sam, it gives me another life to live.
We really become friends. It's amazing, it's an amazing story.
It is something unbelievable to believe in.
It's like a miracle, I don't know.